Perfect.
What's going on, guys? Back with another video, and today we're working on the truck from Florida. We finished up the rear suspension, pretty close already, ready to go. We got the 3-link, we got the bars already ready for the coilovers. We got the 3-link powder coated. Let me just show you guys. So we pretty much got the whole thing set up already. 3-link wishbone, mount. Let me get this right out of here. This is the mounting kit for the front. The curved link that goes towards the back. Mounts up right there. This is going to be our coilover mount, and it's got adjustable holes so that if you want to set it higher, you can go higher. If you want to set it lower, you can go lower. This truck came originally with this notch, so we pretty much cleaned it up from the back because we're still going to use it. But we're going to chop off about a ½ inch off of this in the front and take all of that off so that the new brake rotor, when it sits, it doesn't touch this part. And that's pretty much how it's going to end up sitting. So we're going to get rid of all of this and clean up whatever we need to clean up, because the C-notch was all right. I mean, it's welded on there. It's got some crappy welds, but you know, it's mostly like a nasty finish. You just got to grind most of it off. But we got the 2 new bars welded up, one here, one here. This one it already had, but this one's a lot thicker, so we just decided to keep this one. And plus the mounts that go for the coilovers sit better on this one than they do on our normal bracket, our normal tubes. These tubes are a lot thicker and a lot fatter in diameter. But yeah, so we got the whole frame stripped down, got most of the gunk that normally comes on the original frames off of it. We used a wire wheel, and then we used acetone to get rid of the residue that stayed behind, and then grease and wax cleaner, and then after that we painted it so that it'll look good. This white is powder coat, so yeah, this mount right here, this is what we normally use to center the rear end, and so that we have about 4 inches away from the top, and that's pretty much going to be our baseline from where we measure. And this right here, the pinion angle, we measure it before we even do any of this. So when we set pretty much everything, this is actually welded onto the rear end so that it stays in place. But before that, we make sure that the pinion angle is still straight. So you want the pinion angle to be 2 degrees down. You don't want it to be right at 0. If you leave it right at 0, what happens, the pinion angle is too far up there, therefore you start getting shakes. And this truck does have a 2-piece dry shaft. This customer originally bought his 2-piece dry shaft. We sent it over to Florida. He got it installed over there. After he did that, he had problems with it, so whoever installed it for him installed it too low, and he had a nasty angle on it. Brought it over here one of those weekends that he came for the shootout, and we fixed it for him before he took off to the shootout, and after that he was good to go. So he hasn't had any problems since then. So explaining the 3-link, normally a truck like this would have leaf springs, right? So the leaf spring would mount up right here, and then it would mount up back here with the shackles and all that stuff. So since the rear end is too short, now you can't have the leaf springs there anymore. So we run a 3-link, and the reason why this 3-link is like that, or it's curved and you see it go inside, this pretty much follows the body line of the frame, and the reason is because we don't want to make a new mount like this, so we use that mount, therefore it curves into the rear end and then it mounts up right there, leaving just enough room for the wheels to clear. You don't have to make any kind of mount in the inside or anything like that, which you could, but you don't necessarily have to. The other benefit to it, and let me go to the other side. So the biggest benefit to it is that now you don't have to run an aftermarket gas tank, and you can keep the factory gas tank. The wishbone itself runs around the factory gas tank, so it doesn't ever touch that part. This dry shaft is just sitting over, but just because I was cleaning. But other than that, you really don't necessarily need that. Like, you don't need a 4-link, or you don't need a fuel cell, so you can keep this same tank. So, and also another thing to keep in mind, that you have to also keep the distance between here, pretty much from here to here, and from here to here, pretty much the same from this side to the other side, so that you know that the rear end is 100% sticking out the same way. You don't want the rear end to be too far out this way, you don't want the rear end to be too far that way. Any kind of mismeasurements will make a big mess and destroy the bed or anything like that. One thing that was really hard for me to understand whenever I first started doing suspension like this was how I needed to set this up, and what were the angles that I needed to have. So there's also this tool that we normally use now, which is these mock-up bushings, and these mock-up bushings help out a lot. Without these, you have to do it with the regular bushings, and normally the regular bushings will not give you an accurate reading, or they won't line up 100% accurately. So this is normally one of the best things that you'd have to use, so that you can slide it on there and the bolt will be 100% true. So measurements from here to here, from here to here are 100% true. This thing slides in no problem at all. The screw is not binded in any way. I can literally put my angle meter, and this line right here will actually read exactly the same as the other side. So this truck is pretty much set up 100% true. The truck was completely leveled, the bars are completely leveled, the 3-link wishbone, if you set the angle reader right here, zero on the dot, 100% guaranteed. So the truck is not actually going to sit at this height. The differential is going to come down. I don't believe that the truck is actually going to sit that low, but normally we have to set them up this way so that the pinion angle is set at that point, because when it reaches that point, you don't want it to be too high. And there's some people that will set it at 0, and you will have problems with it later on. Also, we have this cover. We just have to finish cutting that piece of pipe right flush, and then we have a little cover that goes on there so that it looks real nice and neat. The brackets down here, it reaches over to the back, so it doesn't only just mount up here, it mounts up to the rear of that bracket on that side, and therefore it gives it more support so it doesn't shift on you. So that pretty much explains most of the stuff that I wanted to show you guys. We also do have some of the front stuff ready to go. This is the front tubs, battery bracket. We have the bracket right here with the mass airflow sensor and a small cone air filter. The fuse box is relocated. The front fender tub. We also have sheet metal sides on it. so that it looks 100% smoother. The firewall is painted white. So that it looks almost the same. This paint has some clear with, I believe, tropical glitz, sparkles, or flake, whatever you want to call it. Starting to look whole again. Now this guy did have double battery. We are gonna see what we can do to make the other one fit. We were talking about maybe mounting it down underneath the bumper. If the battery connects from the bottom to the top one, perfect, because I hate when people mount their batteries underneath and then it's really hard for you to get to them. So if we do that, at that point it would sit a lot better. So just a quick announcement, guys, before we end the video. Next year we're giving away this truck. We are going to start making videos of us working on this truck and building it. So that is probably one of the sickest 4-doors that we're going to give away. I don't think we're going to do billets or anything like that on it, because man, that's extreme. Look real clean. It's already dropped. It's got control arms in the front, upper and lowers. It's got a flip kit in the rear with the shackle and the underbed notch. It pretty much sits at a 5.8. It does have a sunroof already. It has the factory interior, but we don't know what we're gonna do with that just yet. I'm missing the hood on it. I gotta get the whole truck repainted. The truck has a cam in it, has a converter on it, has headers on it, it has 456 gears on it, a posi unit on it. This truck, I've had it for about 4 or 5 years. It never let me down. The only reason why I stopped using it was because the insurance started blowing through the roof. At one point, I had a small fender bender, and that's why the fender is a different color. After that, I used it for another year, and then pretty much after the insurance went up, I just stopped using it. I have over 8 trucks, and this truck right here is one of the ones that I stopped using. So we're gonna start building it up. Just the other day, we just changed out the muffler. It had a MagnaFlow, and we went with a Borla. And now the truck sounds a little bit more aggressive. But we are gonna start fixing it up so that we can start doing truck giveaways. And it won't be now, but soon. We still have to do one more giveaway with regular stuff, and then once we have this truck fully built, at that point is when we give it away. But stay tuned for that. So I think we're gonna end the video there, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to cop the merch, tumbado.net. Also, another thing before we end the video, I got most of the entries already ready to go. I still got to pick up some stuff from iDetail in Houston from when we were doing the writings for the giveaway. We did, for those who don't know, we did give away 55-inch TV to most of the people who were buying the merch. It was $10 equals 2 entries. For those who pretty much copped the merch and got their entries in, good for y'all. Hopefully, you know, good luck to everybody. We do have the TV, and I am going to give away 2 hats, so it's not just one winner. Somebody will get some free merch, and we'll make sure we customize it, put their name on it or whatever they want. But yeah, that was one of the things that I also wanted to mention. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to cop the merch, tumbado.net, and stay tuned for the next giveaway. Anybody who buys on the website is automatically entered for the next giveaway, whether it's yada yada yada, whatever it is. We'll figure out that after the TV. I want to make the next giveaway a little bit bigger, so we don't know yet when we're gonna give this truck away, but soon, maybe next year. We just want to fix it up, want to make sure that it's 100% sick, like some of the stuff that we. So yeah, guys, so it's already freaking late. I want to go home, my back hurts. But yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching the video. Stay tuned for the next one. I got more sunroof stuff coming, and appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Guys, so I think we found the problem to the oil pressure with my...
It was a software update for the oil pressure.
Yes, sir. So we finally got a chance to fix the problem with the cluster. It was just a software update, and once we got the software updated on there, it pretty much worked out 100%. Now it's completely reading the pressure at straight at 40.
¡Se quedó! ¡Bien corte, papá!
Yes, sir.
Ay, cabrón.